Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about TLC.
What's TLC?
Thin layer chromatography. It is separation based on polarity. This is how we do it. We're going to be using a silica paper which has aluminium on the back and silica on the front. You want to be using the silica side, the white side. To start, you're going to measure 2 centimeters from the bottom and draw a line in pencil. Be careful with the silica paper because it is very delicate. Make sure you draw the line in pencil, and next you want to label the samples that you have. Our first sample is going to be oleic acid. I'm going to initial that OA. The second sample is methyl oleate, so MO. And last, it's going to be olive oil, OO. Make sure to always use pencil when labeling your silica plates. The next step is to dot your samples onto the silica paper. You're going to be using these capillary tubes to do that. Dip your capillary tube into the sample, and first I like to dip it onto the paper towel and then put a small dot on the pencil line that you drew earlier. Do the same for the next sample. Dip your capillary tube into the sample, dot the paper towel before putting a dot onto the silica paper on the pencil line. And finally, the olive oil. Give it a minute or so to dry before dotting the samples again. In some cases, you may not be able to see the samples on the pencil line because they would have evaporated. After doing this, your next step is to put the silica paper into the solvent. One important part here is when inserting the silica paper, you want to make sure that the solvent is below your pencil line. So insert your silica paper into the solvent. Make sure you keep the solvent covered so that it does not evaporate. And let the solvent travel up the silica paper until it is about 1 centimeter from the top of the silica paper. Now that the solvent has traveled up the paper to about 1 centimeter from the top, we're going to take it out of the solvent using tweezers. And we're going to lay it flat on the paper towel to dry. One of the most important things at this point is to mark your solvent front with a pencil. The solvent front is the line where the solvent has traveled up until. At this point, you will not be able to see any of the spots. Now that the silica paper has dried, as you can see, I've drawn a line where the solvent had stopped traveling up. That is your solvent front. The next step is to dip this silica paper into the dye. In this case, it's going to be a potassium permanganate dye. Make sure to hold the paper with tweezers and not your fingers. and you're going to gently dip the paper into the dye. Next, you want to rock the dye gently, and then you're going to remove the paper from the dye, again using tweezers. And you want to leave it on paper towel to dry. The important point right now is to circle the spots. And this will help you calculate your RF value later on. So as you can see, the spots have turned yellow, and it might be hard to see, but with pencil I have circled around the spots. And you're just going to leave it there to dry for now. Remember guys, safety first. Don't forget your goggles, lab coat, gloves, proper footwear. Common sense might be a good asset too. Before coming into lab, make sure you read your lab. And when in doubt, always consult your TA. See you next time.